Good morning and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new here. I entered my first ever CrossFit competition and this is exactly how it went. So I'm going to talk about each day individually, and then I'm going to talk about the event on each day, and then at the end I will talk about my overall experience having done the CrossFit competition, whether I'll do it again, where I came, all that sort of stuff. So heading into day one was probably the most nervous I've ever felt for pretty much anything in my whole life. Like I'd never felt that way leading into a weightlifting competition. I think because in a weightlifting competition you kind of like know what to expect of yourself. Like you have 6 lifts, you know exactly what you need to do, you know what numbers are coming out on, all that sort of stuff. Whereas this, whilst I knew what the events were, I felt like I didn't have any sort of expectation of how I was going to perform. So it was, honestly, I felt so nervous before the first event. So we're here, it's Friday, 13th of September. That's the venue. And my first event is just over an hour away or something like that. So 10 past 11. So that we come here early just to kind of suss out like what the event's gonna be like, where the stuff is gonna take place. Honestly, right now it looks dead, like there's no one there. So a bit scary, but I'm feeling like good nervous, like butterflies in my stomach, like rah, but ready, I feel ready to go. So. And when we got there it was a bit confusing because they had not, I didn't think that they had properly explained where the event was. So we got there and there was no one there, and I was really worried that we'd missed it or that it was cancelled or whatever. Then we ended up finding out it was just a little bit further down than where we thought it was going to be in the first place. So we headed down there. There was loads of people watching. There were already people doing the workouts, and I was watching these people and I was getting more and more nervous as the time went on. So the first event was, in the first 3 minutes you had to do maximum devil press with 22.5 kilos in each arm. This wasn't something that I was super worried about, because going into the event I had a plan as to what I was going to do. I was just going to go slow and steady and make sure that I didn't stop. It is quite heavy, but it wasn't unattainable, unachievable for me. Then straight from the 3 minutes max devil press you go into a 2,700 meter row into an 800 meter run, obviously as fast as possible for time. Now, for those of you who know me on this channel know that rowing is my thing. I really love to row and I can pull a pretty good pace. Running, not so much, but I thought if I can just get a good enough lead on the row, then maybe something good will come of the run. Just before the event, I will say I had no idea where I would come or how good these girls were, but I had this preconception of the fact that I would probably end up coming last because it's my first CrossFit competition. I was really nervous and I didn't know what to expect. Anyway, so after the first event, I came third on the devil press, having done 23 or 22 in a minute. And then I came second on the row and the run. I actually was the highlight of this day, I think for me, was because I was the first person to come off the row, and I was actually probably a good 200 or 300 meters in front of everybody else. And then I just tried to run super fast because 800 meters isn't that far. But I was panting like crazy towards the end of it and super tired, but I managed to come second and I was really happy with that. And I think I was genuinely surprised with myself because I didn't know what to expect. And this is what basically happened after that first event.
Do you want me to come and help you? Making lunch.
Ross is making lunch. This is the current state after event 1. I've just got recovery boots on, and I got in and I felt like I could go to sleep. So I was like, I'm just gonna lie here. I just finished a whole one of these, which had a hydration tab in it, and I'm just sipping on water. But I'm just lying here, just enjoying the recovery. Just I feel okay now, but on the cycle home, because we luckily we live quite close to the event, so on the cycle home I was I am knackered. I was I could probably sleep. So we're gonna have a main meal now, which is, I think it's 12:30, 1 o'clock. My next event is at 4. So we're gonna have a main meal now, and then maybe we'll definitely some snacks later. But yeah, main meal, then nap, then eat, then a second event. Just to give a quick recap, I guess, of how the first event went, which I'll do properly afterwards, but I was really happy with that. I think I stuck to my guns, did a consistent pace on the devil press. The row was always going to be my thing because I love rowing, even though it was on one of the new assault rowers, which was really weird but kind of fun, I guess. Very different to a concept 2 rower. I feel when you pull when you pull these echo rowers, it like needs a lot more like of a consistent rhythm, otherwise it dips quite a lot. And then the run was just, it was just a run, it was just awful. And someone overtook me in the last like maybe 300 meters, but that was like fully expecting that. Like my legs felt like lead, but I was super happy with that. So yeah, event 1 done. And like I said, I just wanted to get through this first event to see like how everything else was going to be, and how I was going to feel. But I feel like so relieved now that that's just done, and that we can just now just have fun. And like I proved to myself that I belong there. So now it's just like the rest is just, let's just go. Hey, Ross, can get me the tickets. Lunch is served, so we've got 100 grams of pasta and then some beef ragu thing which has got loads of veggies and stuff in it, a little glass of cola, and I'm gonna sit here and watch Grand Designs on the TV because Grand Designs is an excellent show and I'm buzzing about watching it. So
There's no one on earth that's ever done that in between events at CrossFit.
go home and watch Grand Designs. So on the Friday, the next event was the pig flip event. Now this was something that if you watched my video like talking about pre-Wodcelona, which I'll link up here, I talked about this and said that I was really excited about it. And I came second overall in that event again. The girl who beat me in the run also, and the run and the row also beat me in this event. She is the fittest in Estonia. Super, super nice girl, super like unbelievably fit and strong. But that event was super fun because, so I had like kind of a plan that I wasn't gonna go too fast on the box jumps and just like be quick on the pig flip. So on the first round so the workout was 16 box jump overs, 8 pig flips, 16 box jump overs, 8 pig flips, 16 box jump overs, sprint to the finish line. So when I first got off my first box jump overs, I was last. Like in the event, everyone had already started their pig flips and I had literally just gotten off the box. But luckily, because I was because I'm a bit stronger than most of the field, I managed to catch up and came second overall, which was insane. So after the first day, I was in first place overall. Like after 2 events, I was in first place. Honestly, the crazy, like I genuinely couldn't quite believe it. Like at first I thought that's probably not right or whatever, but I was so excited and so pleased with myself that I had actually managed to do that and started the weekend on like a really good footing. So yeah, really happy after day 1. Friday was a good day.
Come on! Come on! Come on! Run! Sprint, baby, run! Run! Yes!
Nos quedan 3 segundos y 50 segundos.
I don't really care about people watching, but
So, 2 events in.
a day 1 done. I feel immensely proud of myself because I didn't know what to expect of myself, and I feel like I did everything that I physically could out there, and I pushed myself to limits I didn't before. And I'm really happy. I'm tired. My legs still battered, but I'm happy. Yeah.
I'm really proud of you. You smoked it.
Whoa. Now to have acai.
Oh. Look at that peanut butter.
Hate wooden spoons.
Yeah, horrible feeling on the tongue.
Good morning. It's Saturday, so the second day of the competition. Just woke up at 8. I went to bed at 10 last night. Was asleep for
Instantly
until 8 for about 10 hours. I woke up this morning with a blocked nose and a sore throat, and in an aim to try and fix it, we're gonna go to the sea and just like do like a cold-ish dip. It's not that cold, but it's quite cold. I don't actually compete until like 3 or 4 today, so
5.
Oh, 5. So I've got all day to try and relax and like keep my energy up, because it's the first one's at 5 and the other one's at 9, yeah, at night or something. Oh yeah, here we go, day 2, and see how it goes. I feel okay actually. I've got like DOMs in my back, but apart from that, it's not so bad. As long as they're not in my legs.
Just like every other day, isn't it?
Yeah. So, happy. So obviously going into day 2, I was really happy, but also extra nervous because now I felt like maybe I could actually do something, maybe I wasn't gonna come last. So the first event was something that I was nervous about because it had a lot of heavy double unders in it, and they're not my best movement, but they're not my worst movement either. So I was kind of like a little bit just unsure. So I'll put the full workout here because it's super, super long. This is the workout, and it ended up going really like the best for me. This was like the highlight event of my weekend. Like this was the best moment of the whole weekend for me. So I actually ended up coming first overall in this event, so I won my heat.
Come on! Let's go, baby! Come on! Yes! Let's go! Come on! Come on! Come on! Yes! Come on! Yes! 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 Fuck yes! Vamos!
Se siguen comentando estos últimos vídeos y estos últimos vídeos con
Let's go!
And I'm in the top, I was in the top elite heat as well, so I won like overall the event, and I got interviewed, and it was like one of the best experiences of my life. And one of the amazing things about it was this happened to be the event where everyone from my box came to, so everyone was like chanting my name. I had like loads of support, and I remember crossing the finish line, and I was like maybe like 25 to 30 seconds ahead of anyone else, so I was like the only one on the finish line for ages. And it was just like the most surreal experience. Everyone would be like shouting my name like, ah, nah. It was just, oh, it was the most amazing experience. And I really did surprise myself. I think luckily I have got like a good amount of strength. So the rest, like the lunges and the deadlifts and stuff weren't so bad. And apparently my grip was actually pretty good. So that event was like the cherry on the cake for the whole weekend for me. The second event was a front squat and rope climb event. This was with a vest, or a chaleco in Spanish. And I was really nervous about this event because I'm not a massive fan of rope climbs. And in the warm-up, so I don't know if in your gym you have ropes. The ropes in our gym are like super long, so there's like a good amount of excess rope on the floor, which means that when you pick your feet up to pick up the rope, it doesn't like get really caught up in your feet. But the ones at this competition were a lot shorter, and so in the warm-up, every time I would try and do a rope climb, my legs would get all twisted up. The rope would like pick up with me, so I wouldn't be able to like tie my feet in really high, and I was having a really hard time. Like I just felt really flustered and not comfortable and not happy. And so I was really worried going into the event that I was gonna like mess it up and not be able to finish it, because it was 20 rope climbs, which is a lot of rope climbs. Now, going into this event, I would say, like, before I go into any event, I had like a very strategic game plan that I wanted to stick to, because as it was my first competition, I didn't really have any expectations on myself as to where I was going to place. So I kind of went in to each event with a plan that it was like, this is gonna be like, I'm just out there doing my own workout. Like, don't have any expectations on myself, just to do my best and to like ignore what everybody else is doing, because the reality is, like, as this was my first elite CrossFit competition, like I've never done this before, so I have no idea what I'm capable of, and I didn't want to feel like what I was doing wasn't good enough when like all these other girls have like a lot more experience and know what they're capable of. So it was just like, this particular workout, I was like, right, I'm gonna go slow on the rope climbs and just be consistent, and actually ended up paying off, because I ended up coming third overall in this event, which I was elated with, because it was warming up, I genuinely felt like it was gonna go really wrong. And again, on this particular event, in the first 2 rounds, I think I was like last or close to last. And luckily I just stuck to what I was doing, didn't go too fast, and I managed to finish the event. I think there were only 3 of us who finished, or 4 or 5 maybe, and everybody else got time capped, so I was really happy with that. The front squats felt so heavy, and I had the most unbelievable DOMs afterwards, like so bad, because it was 4 rounds of 15 front squats at 60 kilos plus the vest, so it's like around 70 kilos. And I was on the last set, I went unbroken. Again, highlight of my weekend, because
Let's go, baby, come on!
it was like under the lights, and there was like loads of people chanting my name again because it was the same day as the last event, so everyone had hung around to watch me, and it was just absolutely insane. Like I was doing my last 15 front squats unbroken and everyone was shouting my name, and it was surreal, and it was cool like being on the live stream and stuff. Honestly, it was just an incredible experience. So going into day 3, I'd actually managed to maintain 2nd overall, so that was pretty insane. I think I wasn't expecting myself at all to do any of this stuff, but I was unbelievably happy with myself. I think it was hard because I was unbelievably happy and pleased, but also felt really like a little bit sad because the last day had 3 events on it, and these 3 events were all not good for me. Like, it's like they put all of my best events on the first 2 days, made sure that I had a really good time, gave it my everything on the first 2 days, and then the last day was just absolutely awful. And I was so disappointed because I felt like I already knew that the work that I had put in was about to be undone by these events. And I think that was like the biggest thing during that weekend was I'd had such a good time and reached such highs on the first 2 days that the last day felt like it was just a real like struggle just to get through it, because I knew that it wasn't going to be my strengths, and I almost felt like a little bit embarrassed that like I'd done so well and then everyone was about to see my like undoing kind of thing. So yeah, so the first event on day 3 was a handstand push-up workout. I am terrible at handstand push-ups. I don't have any overhead endurance at all. So, and I also just not good at handstand push-ups anyways. So this event didn't go well at all. I tried to just, again, stick to my own game plan and just do what I could, but it quickly fell apart because I just don't have the capacity, like the overhead capacity. So I think I came 14th out of 19th, 14th or 15th out of 19 people, which is not great. But I was just honestly just happy to have got through that event. I remember running off the stage and just like running to Ross and like getting really upset and crying because I just felt like I'd done everything that I could, but my best just wasn't good enough for that particular event, which is obviously fine. Like my best is good enough for me right now, and this is where I am right now, but it was really hard to like do that event and come face to face with basically all of my like worst fears of just like not being good enough and not deserving a place there. So that was a really tough event. The second event on the Sunday was a wall balls and pull-up event. Now this is a regionals workout from like, I don't know how long ago it was. So it's 104 wall balls and then 52 pull-ups. Going into this event, again, had my own game plan, stuck to my game plan, broke up the wall balls and just did what I could on the pull-ups. I think I was disappointed with my finish on this event, but I was happy that I actually just finished it in the time cap, because the time cap was super short and I was worried that I wasn't going to be able to finish it anyways. I think what the most important thing that's happened over this competition is that I've really learned a lot about where I am in my CrossFit journey and like what I need to focus on. And I think obviously overhead endurance and stability and capacity is something that is massively lacking, but also gymnastic side of things, like I can do things, but my capacity to do a lot of things and my endurance, like in gymnastic endurance, is absolutely rubbish, and that's really what I need to work on, because I finished the wall balls pretty much at the same time as everybody else on the field, but then my pull-ups just like broke down quite quickly, which meant that everybody else was able to get like a pretty good lead on it. So I think this event I finished like 14th out of 19th or 10th or something like that. So again, it was just another event where I'd come like first, second, third, like hadn't had a lower than third finish, and then I was suddenly like bang 16th and then 14th or whatever it was, and it was a really hard pill to swallow, but I was pleased I managed to finish it. At least that was something. The final event of the weekend, again, I will put it here so that you guys can see it. Now this event, I wasn't like, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't great. As I said before, my overhead endurance is like total rubbish. So I think when it got to this last event, all I wanted to do was finish it. That's basically like, the aim was like, just try and finish the workout, cross the line with a smile on your face, just enjoy it. And then whatever happens, happens, it doesn't matter. And I did exactly that. I executed that. I finished when I didn't think I was gonna finish because I had like missed a handstand pirouette. My grips were super slippy. I was really tired. Like everything was just like, felt like the weight of the world on my shoulders because I was so knackered after the first 2 days and after the first 2 events of that day. And I was just really happy to have finished it. I think I came maybe 10th again overall or something. Not great, but finished the workout, was happy. And yeah, after that particular event, I like bowed to the people in the crowd, like my friends in the crowd and the people who were supporting me. I basically just wanted to say thank you for the whole weekend because it was just a surreal experience. I came off of the stage and Ross came to meet me like around the back, and I literally just like collapsed in his arms and just started crying. I was so tired. Like I'd never felt so physically and emotionally tired ever in my whole life. Like it was, I can't explain how much I put of myself into that weekend, how much I wanted to prove to myself and prove to other people that I belong there, that it wasn't just like a fluke that I had managed to qualify in elite. I wanted to prove that I came to that weekend and I wanted to fight for a place of belonging, a place of like, I was coming from a place of strength, but also like real insecurities of, I don't know what I can do, but I really want to prove that I belong with everyone. And I think that whilst I finished 4th overall, by the way, so I literally like, I think I was 20 points out from a podium, which is so amazing, so bittersweet as well, but also such an incredible performance from myself. I think I never expected so much of myself, and I think that was what was so hard, was that it's like you see how good you are and you see how much the work has paid off for what I've done, but similarly that side of me also sees all of the shortcomings that I have and all the places that I need to build, and I'm super excited about it. And I think that where I just had given so much of myself over the weekend to try and prove myself to everyone and to like prove myself to myself, it was really hard, and I just like collapsed and cried and just, yeah, it was just a surreal moment. And I felt really, really grateful that I was able to share that with my friends and my training partners, and yeah, it was just crazy. As I said, I came 4th overall, which is the biggest achievement I think I have ever done. And it has meant the most to me than anything has ever meant in terms of like my competitive career in any sport. I mean, career, I would hardly call it that, but my competitive streak or whatever in any sport. Obviously, I'm not happy that I lost because I would have loved to have come on the podium, but I know now what I need to do. I have like a sense of direction as to where I need to go, and I'm excited to do that. I'm excited to move forward, and I'm excited to train more and to like fill in the gaps of where I need to go. And yeah, it's gonna be exciting, and I think that I surprised myself and I surprised a lot of other people, and I think that now people will know who I am and know what to expect, and I'm excited to surprise them some more with the work that I'm gonna put in to fill in the gaps. Yeah. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. I'm so grateful for having your support on my channel, and I can't wait to show you guys everything else, because believe me when I say this, this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning of this journey.